Hi, Mike Osborne here with another in the series of our community basketball legends, the stories of people who've made significant contributions to their local basketball communities. And I have a guest here today from South Australia.
Hi, I'm Bert Bargeus. I live at Lockleys in Adelaide, and I am the current president of SA Country Basketball. Prior to that, I was the executive officer for 10 years until my retirement in 2010.
I've known of you since about the mid-1990s. What is your first memory of basketball in your life?
My first memories were actually as a player in Port Augusta, where I grew up. I worked at the power station. There was a group of lads there who wanted to form a team, and I had a bit of height about me, so they invited me to join the team. And the team was called the Crowbars, of all things, because most of the boys were apprentices at the power station. And we played at the outdoor courts at Port Augusta, which were concrete and surrounded by pepper trees, and we played in all weathers and et cetera, not like the conditions that we have in basketball these days, where most of it was played indoors. So my first experience was actually as a player, as a teenager in Port Augusta.
Well, okay, we probably have common friends there from Port Augusta. But what it is about the sport, though, that was the hook for you? What was it that made you so committed to it?
I think the team aspect of it was the most important thing. It wasn't an individual sport. It was a sport that you had to play with others, and you had to combine well. You had to communicate well, and more importantly, I think after the game, it was a camaraderie of the sport that the sport brought to the group of people that you actually play with. And it's something I think that has really stuck with me, and it's something I think that has resonated quite well with my son. My son started playing when he was about 12, 13, and the social aspects of the basketball was great for his upbringing as well. So the hook for me was really the camaraderie and the team aspects of basketball.
That seems to be a pretty common theme, the cooperation within the sport. Now, you've been an administrator for a long time. You've made a significant impact in SA Country. What's the theme in your career there of which you are most proud?
Well, as well as being made a life member back in 2010, was a significant event for me, and it's something I was really taken back by. That even though I did the job for 10 years, it was a paid position, but with all paid positions in basketball, I think you put in more work after hours than you do work hours. So the life membership was significant. Becoming an appointed president soon after that was also significant. It was a way of me keeping a connection with SA Country Basketball after those years of paid employment. The group of volunteers that you get involved with in basketball, and particularly country basketball. I know it's the same in Metro, but country basketball survives by its volunteers. So I got to meet and work with a great group of volunteers over the years, notably people like Beth Searle and Sharon Ben from Mount Gambier, who were great assistants to me while I was working. Fellow team managers in national junior championship teams like Roger Hammond, who still today is still continuing as a team manager. So those people over the years have helped me enormously, as well as my wife Suzanne, who without her help and support, I would not have been able to be involved in basketball for such a long period of time. She helped me quite a bit, even in an office capacity when I was working, as well as supporting me in my other pursuits, because with basketball you tend to go away quite a bit, weekends, interstate, country cup, national championships, and without her support for that, I don't think I could have done it for all those years.
Yes, I think we're all familiar with the contribution that Beth Searle has made. I was the coach of the first SA Country team, and Beth was instrumental in getting that started. Outside of those people within the country communities, who are the standout administrators and people that you've met in that time?
Some of the standouts have been some of my fellow Country Cup directors, like John Martin from New South Wales, Paul Gooding from Albury, David Huxtable from Country Victoria. They're people I have been associated with for a number of years now, associated with the Country Cup. In basketball, as I say, Mark Hubbard. I've known Mark now since his appointment, and he's another person that we have worked very well with over the years. We've had our differences at times, but I think the working relationship has certainly been one that has been beneficial for SA Country and for basketball generally.
I have noticed from the infancy that country basketball throughout Australia has made massive improvement in that time. But given all that, Bert, given the time that you put onto it, and not wishing you any ill, but what would you like to see put on your basketball headstone?
I'm not sure. It's a bit of a hard one, actually. I think just something on the lines as a person who has loved the sport, who has supported the sport, and probably a basketball itself would be useful on the headstone, just as a type of thing. But I think just somebody who has benefited from being involved in basketball as a person, and from a family point of view, with my son Glenn, who played for a number of years, and actually it was his involvement in the early 90s with basketball that sort of got me back into it, and sort of one thing led to another, which tends to be a bit of a common story, that you start these things as a parent, and then as a person who loves to be involved, and not just one who likes to sit on the sideline and watch. You get your hands dirty with things like scoring, team managing, and things lead from there. So yeah, I'm a headstone, a person who has loved and had a beneficial relationship with basketball.
Bert, I think everybody would agree that your contribution has been impressive, and I thank you for sharing your story as a community basketball legend. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Mike.